Ghost Rider versus Pinhead. Who would win?
I think Ghost Rider would be Pinhead.
Sure.
I just watched Darth Vader versus Pinhead and Darth Vader lost.
I can see that.
They explained why.
Pinhead is the otherworldly.
The labyrinth.
Yeah, he's different. But Ghost Rider different. Ghost Rider a whole different. It's a whole different ball of wax. He thrives off that dimension, so you're not gonna hurt him by that.
They turned Darth Vader to a Cenobite in the video.
So what?
A Cenobite. A Hellspawn. You know, because Pinhead, he was the first one, but they turned. So Pinhead is a Cenobite. He was originally the explorer that was trying to find the maze of the labyrinth. The labyrinth turned him into Pinhead. And Pinhead he's like a lieutenant or a sergeant for the labyrinth. The labyrinth is alive itself, and the labyrinth is what created him through torture and made him into Pinhead. Because remember, you know, he was the explorer at first that was in love with the woman. He was like a war general that was, you know, curious about life and exotic findings, and it turned him from a war hero into Pinhead. And he became the first Cenobite in the labyrinth. And the Cenobites are like the generals that go out when somebody has the puzzle.
Yeah, they bring him in.
By using their own power against them. Failure, grief, whatever they can use.
Some but different layers of hell. I think that's where they come from. Because of the pain and torture and hell.
Sadomasochism. The mix between pleasure and pain. My pain, it run deep. Share it with me.
I have no desire for pain.
Nope.
So that's why I shit like Pinhead and all that shit used to really creep me out.
It used to at first, but then I realized, like, with horror movies, there's some truth to it, but there's one thing that I had always learned was not being afraid, so I used to watch it to not be afraid and get over my fears. And the more I watched it, the more I started to understand the spiritual world a lot better. Because the beings that are in horror are in a dimension of their own, but they're all ran by fear. And they use your own fears against you, so if you fight your fears, you notice in every horror movie, the hero is the one that fought their fears and they end up fighting the being. Because they had the courage and it was love. Love and fear cannot exist in the same space. That's why in Star Wars, all the Jedis that ascended to become the white light were all the beings that learned, that found out that their body is not the true form, that they have a higher form, which is walking in love. So that was why all the fallen Jedis learned to change forms. And they became the white light and still was able to mentor people on that particular plane because they learned how to change frequencies. So in that video I was watching where it was Darth Vader against Pinhead, Obi-Wan Kenobi popped up and they had an alternate image if Darth Vader made a different choice when he was going against Pinhead.
So he could have won?
It was just talking about how they was making a different video to show like how Anakin could have went to the light side, and how Pinhead couldn't fall against the light side. Because when Obi-Wan Kenobi showed up, I was like, okay, that's the twist that they going with that one. They didn't show the whole video. It's like a future video they gonna make. But I pretty much got the gist of what they was gonna do, you know, like a prequel.